We have two tools that look almost exactly the same, but they are not. They even have some dramatically different interior tools. This is the Leatherman Micra. This is the Coast Micro Fishing Tool, I think is its name. They are very different, but still very similar, almost identical in size. What we have here today are two compellingly sized keychain multi-tools. Now, the Leatherman Micra, you're probably more familiar with. The knife, the screwdrivers, the files, and so forth, the tweezers. Now, this, the Coast or the Coast inspired, Coast did put their name on one of these brands of multi-tools. This one right here is actually very similar in frame size. It's basically identical in size to the Micra, even to the fasteners, even to the way the spring operates, but it has a pair of pliers instead of the scissors. Now you'll notice that this one right here does copy the Micra as well. It does have this knife. It does have a very similar screwdriver right here. Now the file is different, whereas in the Leatherman Micra has more of a cuticle file. This one is more fishing themed, almost like a hook degouger. Right here again looks very familiar to the Leatherman Micra. We've got this bottle cap lifter screwdriver. Now this right here is a little different in that you have this can opener. Then we're back to the Micra again with this almost like Phillips screwdriver. Now the Coast version, I'll put that on the screen, that did have a pair of scissors. I've seen different iterations of these. Coast even had several different versions of these. But I guess the point I want to get across is, should Leatherman make a plier version for their Micra? I think the answer is yes. I think that definitely makes sense. Why not make a set of pliers for the Micra, satisfy those people that wanted the Leatherman Squirt back? It shouldn't cost that much extra. You already have the frame size. Just do it, Leatherman. Why not? I think that's an excellent idea. What happens, it seems like, is these other companies copy Leatherman, and while I don't necessarily recommend this tool, this one right here has a lot of play. Right there you can see. Could be these need tightened up, but it does seem to be made fairly cheaply. So why they don't measure up to Leatherman, what I do find is a lot of times they come up with solutions that Leatherman should have done, in my view, in my opinion, a long time ago, and this is one of them. If Leatherman's going to get rid of a lot of the keychain options, then I feel like the least they could do is something like this, which seems to make a lot of sense. Keep the legacy tool frame, just switch it up a little bit. But will we see that from Leatherman? Absolutely not. I doubt we ever will. To me, it makes sense. Let me know what you think. Is that a good idea? Now, Adenir, please forgive me if I'm butchering your name, but he has been waiting for this review for a very long time. Finally, the day has come. I'm going to review this tool. He has kindly reminded me a couple times, hey, what do you think about this tool? Which I appreciate, because I do sort of forget some of these tools out there, and I put them on a list, and sometimes I forget. So this is a unboxing of sorts. Hopefully I don't ruin this rope right here. We'll go ahead, butcher this a little bit more. Because it has a rope, it is a little bit harder to open, but there we go. All right. Now, in this right here, it looks like we even have a instruction manual, I guess. Whoa. I don't know why we need that for this tool. We do have, it looks like it's glued in here. That's a little different. This is a unique tool. I thought this was discontinued. I was getting ready to name this like Zippo's fires its multi-tool, some such title, but actually it's still made. Now this comes all glued and a little bit ruined. So let's go ahead and just dive into the tool. Like usual, who needs instructions, right? Who needs instructions? Right here, we've got, it looks like some paracord. Now, I think, oh, this is fire paracord right here. So I guess this can burn, it looks like, perhaps. We have the clip, the bail right here on the end. We'll use this sort of as a guide, I guess. Now, one of its very unique features is this grater right here. And maybe in a couple minutes, we'll try this out on a stick if I can find one outside. But this right here is supposed to make kindling very unique tool right there. Now, on the inside, we're supposed to have a spark tool. Let's see how this works. Let's go ahead and jump to some of the internal tools. Now, my suspicion, my preconceived notion about this is that these tools are pretty much junk, and the only thing valuable is these two tools on the inside and the outside, and maybe this paracord, fire paracord. Let's see if I'm correct. That's just what it looks like from looking at the pictures. So what we have right here are a couple tools. We've got a saw. It doesn't look maybe quite as bad as I thought. It is short, but I guess it's better than nothing. Then we do have a knife, and we have a multi-functional tool. Looks like bottle cap lifter, screwdriver. Maybe it's supposed to be able to be used as a Phillips screwdriver as well. Maybe, looks like. And it does look like this device here in the back. I was doing it the wrong way. So it actually has an arrow, how you're supposed to do it. So you're supposed to do it that way, which actually gives a lot more of a spark. I was doing it backwards. That's good news. That seems to be working a lot better. Then I did get a stick from the backyard. Now it's been raining a lot, so I don't expect a whole bunch from this wood. But it does act like a cheese grater, I guess you could say, to some extent. So yeah, it seems to work. From the directions, it seems like you push it away from you. I do notice they seem to get stuck a little bit right there, which isn't a big deal. You just take the stick and make sure that the wood comes out, that the kindling comes out. Pretty neat. I don't have huge expectations that this will be able to light, but we'll see. I think it may be a little bit too wet. But just in case, we'll go ahead, give it a couple times. After many tries, I've given up. I think this kindling pile is too small, and also the stick was fairly wet. It's been raining outside, so unfortunately, no fire today. So again, right on the package, it does say only use dry wood. I'm not going to fault the tool for that. I do think it's fascinating, these two tools right here. I think that's the main attraction of this tool. I don't think these tools are the worst I've ever seen inside, but I'm not a huge fan of the rest of these tools, really. I think the main attraction is these two. And I guess you have to decide, is that worth $20 along with this little bit of fire paracord as well? So let's look at the back right here. On that one inside tool, you do the bottle opener, flathead screwdriver, double cut saw blade, knife blade, the spark wheel, dual flint storage, bail clip, fire paracord. Then it does talk about how lightweight it is, reliable spark, collapsible, pocket-sized, tough built, and all that. I think it's a very unique tool. I do wish it was in a little bit of a different configuration. I like odd tools. I'll definitely enjoy adding this to my collection, but I feel like it's a good idea that needs further developed. I think that's my final verdict.